welcome to another video brought to you by Turbochamaro.com. This is Ian. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up boost on your Holley Sniper using only the handheld controller. Now there may be some steps required at some point that require a desktop computer, but I'm going to use the handheld controller for 90% of it. First thing you need to do is check the firmware version of your handheld. So by going into there you can see firmware version 1.1.6. That's the version I have right now. I have updated mine since purchase. I think I actually jumped from version 1.0 to 1.1.6, which is 2 or 3 software versions. So get that done. You can do that with instructions from Holley, or you can go to efisystempro.com. There's a good write-up there if you're interested in that. Once you're here, you can go back to your main screen, File. You're going to want to do a backup of your current setup. So if you go into Global Configs, just do a download from the ECU, and it'll ask if you want to save it. I like to save as, and I usually use the current date. In this case, I've got July 2018. I like to put a number in there usually just to give it like a version. In this case, we'll go 5, and you save. Saves it all. So now I've got a July 5. I should have done 2, but that's okay. And then that's it. So now you can go to the home screen. From the home screen, to set this up, we're basically starting with a brand new configuration file. So you can go to Wizards, and now you want to select the Super Sniper. So in my case, the 4-injector Super Sniper. So it's the second one. And then next, how many cylinders? Same setup as you would have done before, 6. Engine displacement, same idea. For me, Chevy 250, straight 6. And other things touchy, and unfortunately I could spend half the video here tapping. Of course, there we go, 250. Idle speed, this is of course your regular idle speed. I like around 800. It's great. Now this is cam type. You can choose whatever you want here. It has no bearing on the actual configuration. In my case, I'm just going to go race. And now you want to choose turbo for this. What we're actually doing, we're setting up a Super Sniper setup, but we don't actually have a Super Sniper hardware system, but we're going to change that later. So we're going to configure the turbo portion. So once we get there, this is again back to your ignition source. Mine is the magnetic GM large cap HEI. So magnetic distributor. Wide open throttle ignition timing at 0 boost. So at 0 boost, what your timing to be? I like mine to be maxed out basically at 36. So again, tapping my way through 36. Time retard per boost PSI. It's interesting because they do math normally, which gives you much higher numbers, but in this case they're going to go PSI, which I like. So it actually gives you examples down here of what they're going to be. So per PSI, what do you want to drop? In my previous video I did 1 per PSI. So 1 degree of timing per PSI, and you can see here at 7 PSI it's 29, 14 is 22, 21 PSI is 15. I'm never going to probably see 21 or 14, but I do like 1 per PSI, so I'm sticking with that. Target air fuel ratio at 0 boost. Same idea. So basically, just as I'm going into boost, what do I want the AFR to be? 12 is a little bit low already. So let's bring it up. Normally 14.1 would be what you'd want to see for perfect cruise timings. I'm just going to go a little bit below that. We'll say 13.7. Now offset per 7 pounds of boost. So you can bring it up. So at 7 pounds of boost, what do you want to see it go down to? For me, 7, 8, 9, 10 is probably the most it's going to see ever. So what do I want it to go down to at like max boost? So 13, 12, probably something like that. Probably in the 12s for me as max boost. I could probably go even richer. So we'll say 12.7, something like that. Yours obviously may have to go more. If you're going into 20 pounds boost, you may not want it to go as rich as 10. It really just depends on your setup. And that's it. So saves it as that. Wonderful. Does its whole thing. Uploads it to the system. Now cycle the ignition. So we've got it rebooted. We need to change the system type off of the Super Sniper back to a regular Sniper. So you go to Tuning, System, Sniper Setup, Top option is system type. Change it from the Super Sniper to the regular Sniper or whichever version of the Sniper you actually have. Save. And now we can go ahead and set up our ignition and anything else you want to change from default option in the configuration software on the computer. Unfortunately, you could do some of it on the handheld, but they don't give you access to the minimum signal voltage yet. So I have to change some things on the computer software for me at this point. You may not need to do this, but I need to do it. So I'm going to show you how that looks. And then we'll also take a look at what the fuel tables and stuff look like setting it up this way and not doing it ourselves manually on the laptop. All right, so with the SD card installed, bring up the contents here. We go to Holley, latest firmware, saved GCF, and now this is your list of saved configurations. Holley automatically saves it as this number here, so that's what we're going to use. So you're going to right-click, copy, and then go into your My Documents folder. Once you're in your My Documents, you're going to click on Holley. It's going to bring you to Sniper, configuration files or config files, and then you just want to paste it right into here. So right click, paste, and that'll be in the default file. So go ahead and close this, and as I mentioned, file, open in your configuration software and Holley Sniper software. The default folder, like I mentioned, is right here. So click that, bring it up. Now we've got into our configuration file that we had on the SD card. Go into the EFI settings. You can see number of cylinder 6, Chevy 250, race cam, just like I specified. Ignition type is magnetic. Problem is these are all wrong. I could have changed these options on the handheld. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you do the minimum signal voltage, so I had to come in here anyway, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. So just for fun, reference angle 46, inductive delay I used 195, minimum signal voltage, ever critical setting 0.65, and everything else is good. There's a couple other things you could obviously change while you're here. You could do them on the handheld. Progressive throttle linkage, I use one of those fancy things, 40% changeover, which is great. I could go in and change some other things too. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's take a look at what we've actually accomplished here. So the regular default wizard you would do would give you only one row of boost. It's basically non-existent. What do they give you with this? They give you 4 rows of actual boost. Is that better? Yes. Is it great? No, it's not great. Do I recommend this? I recommend this setup if you are terrified of using a computer and you don't want to actually have to do what I've done in the previous video. Now I have to come in here because I have to change that magnetic ignition setting. So that's fine. They may fix that in a future firmware update. I don't know. But is this better than default? Absolutely, it is better. Is it fantastic? Not really. However, let's take a look. So you can see here, again, you got 6, 13, 20, and 21. You see that? 20.5 and 21.8. It's almost like it's not even 2 PSI difference there. Like we are working with PSI here. 6 and 13 is pretty good. I like the fact that there's some lower numbers in there. That's very nice, but not great. Target air-fuel ratio display, same idea. Let's pick over here 3,500 RPM. We go from 14 AFR to 13 right at about 0, and then 11, and then 10. I'll never see more than 13 pounds boost, so really 11 is good that it goes from 13 to 11. Not a lot of, I mean, you can use your imagination there. I'm hoping it's scaling it down accordingly. I just wish I could see a bit more there. I'd like to see the 0 start here and then kind of ramp into the higher PSIs as we go, or a PSI number that's realistic to my car would be nice too. Let's look at timing under the spark here. Same idea. We'll pop over into the middle here. You can see this stuff at 0, we're at 36, which is what I said I wanted. 36 all the way up to 0. And then it goes to 29 at 6 pounds boost, 22 at 13 pounds boost, and then 15 and 13. I'm never going to see 20 pounds or 21 pounds boost. My engine probably wouldn't survive. Either way, it is working. It's effective. It's just not scaled properly for my car. If I've come to this point to even look at this on the laptop, why wouldn't I just go into these numbers and make them, make them right? It just doesn't make sense for me. But either way, this is actually a good setting to change to 15. Make it lower if you can. Your engine loves to start on a lower crank timing, and then it will pop up to 15 or whatever. It's besides the point. The quick tip, we'll call that. I'm happy with this setup. I'm just not as happy with me doing it manually, but that's not for everyone. So this is an option for you if you're not interested with that, and especially if you're happy going into 21 pounds boost, this will be a great timing table for you. Either way, I'm going to leave it at this. If you have any questions about this setup or how we did that on the Handheld, by all means, comment in the section below on YouTube, as well as you can reach me on Twitter, Facebook, turbocamaro.com, or by email. Email address is ian@turbocamaro.com. Thank you very much for watching.